The case of the man charged with violating the Gun-Free School Zone Act for having a shotgun on his own property has just gotten even more absurd. As he was set to be released on bail after a month in prison, the police tried to keep him in with a years-old warrant they claimed to have somehow never known about. Keep watching for the newest update. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you missed my first video on the Montana gun-free zone case, I strongly recommend you hit pause and go check it out here or in the description. The basics are this. Gabriel Metcalf lives with his mother, Vivian. They both have a restraining order against a former neighbor, David Carpenter, and that restraining order is good for 10 years, so it's not an order that was granted lightly. The police themselves have orders not to contact Carpenter in person for their own safety. So when Carpenter began allegedly violating the order, two things happened. First, Metcalf began carrying a single-shot shotgun while on his property as a means of protection. And second, the police told Metcalf that he needed photo or video evidence of Carpenter driving by his home. The trouble is, Metcalf lives across the street from a school. And while Montana law allows someone to own a gun on their own property within a school zone, someone somewhere began calling in complaints about Metcalf and his shotgun. And despite local police saying that he was within his rights and hadn't violated any laws, the feds came in and snatched him up for carrying a gun in a school zone. But before I get to the newest twists and turns in this story, I feel like this is a perfect video to introduce you to my newest sponsor, Attorneys for Freedom, a new self-defense plan for gun owners that was created by Arizona criminal defense attorney Mark J. Victor. Now, if you're a responsible gun owner, you might already have CCW insurance or have at least heard of these gun insurance plans. What you may not know is if the insurance company says that the shooting was not justified as self-defense and you are convicted of a crime, coverage ends. You also might not be covered if you used your firearm in self-defense in a gun-free zone, had drugs or alcohol in your system, or if it was in a domestic dispute. So, I don't know about you, but as a responsible gun owner myself, I wouldn't want to trust my self-defense shooting to an insurance company. I would much rather have the Attorneys for Freedom's experienced and aggressive legal defense team on retainer 24/7. So if you're a gun owner and you want the legal defense without the endless exclusions of an insurance company, join the Attorneys on Retainer Self-Protection Program. Make the switch from your existing self-defense plan today and use code LibertyDoll to receive $50 off your sign-up fee. Again, that is using code LibertyDoll at my link down in the description. And now, back to the news. Originally, Metcalf was held in jail without bail while awaiting his trial, which was interesting as David Carpenter has a long rap sheet and was let out and about and isn't even required to wear an ankle monitor while he waits for a felony trial. Metcalf, who is currently in debt after becoming his mother's primary caretaker when she was too sick with COVID and pneumonia to work for a few months earlier this year, was unable to afford a lawyer and was given a federal defender. That defender, Russell Hart, is surprisingly good and actually was able to get Metcalf released on bail. But Metcalf is required to wear an ankle monitor, a monitor that will cost him nearly $300 a month. But as Gabriel was being processed for release, there was a new surprise. The jail suddenly refused to release him because of a warrant. His lawyer assured the county jail that the judge said he could be released, at which point the jail informed him that the warrant was for local and not federal charges. So he was held for another few days while $2,500 bond was arranged. It turns out that the warrant was 3 years old but wasn't served until Metcalf was set to be released this past weekend. There was a hearing and his lawyer was not allowed to attend because his lawyer is a federal defender and is not allowed to be engaged in local issues. He has, as of writing this on Tuesday, not yet been assigned a public defender for the second case, and Billings is notorious for not actually assigning cases to their public defenders, at one point even being held in contempt of court for leaving nearly 700 cases without counsel. I foresee this going swimmingly. The warrant is for a misdemeanor assault charge. If convicted, it would not affect his ability to own a gun. But the police claim to have not even known about the warrant and had previously gone on record saying Metcalf hadn't broken any laws and that they had no means to arrest him. So if the police were unaware of this warrant, are on record with multiple news outlets, the courts, and the county jail itself saying that he had no previous criminal record, where did this warrant come from? And why wasn't it found during his month in jail, or better yet, during any other time over the past 3 years? So far, there are zero details on this new old charge, except that local KVTQ reports it's from October 2020. As of this moment, that is all anyone seems to know. We now also know that the complaints about Metcalf regarding the school were from parents who saw him in his yard with the shotgun on the first day of school. One parent told MTN News that she hopes this experience will teach Metcalf about what is considered right in the local community and that someone has to be in the right place at the right time in order to own a gun. So someone clearly doesn't understand the Second Amendment or Montana law. Regardless, the primary concern right now is getting Metcalf counsel, and to help with that, as I mentioned in a previous video, Vivian has set up a GoFundMe, which I will link down in the description. As I said in the last video, I will continue to keep an eye on this case and bring you guys any updates. Until then, you know the drill. Please give a like, share, and subscribe if you are new here. Ring that notification bell. Drop a comment down below to help out the algorithm and get this guy's story out. And as always, thanks for tuning in and happy shooting.